Yo, what's going on out there, man? You already know the vibes. It's your boy DOC.
It's your girl Loyalty over everything.
And today we got a special guest with us. We're going to give it up for C-Mo. You know what I'm saying? So he's here today. He's going to talk about his brand and let y'all know what he got going on and shit like that. We're going to get to know him a little better. And he's going to engage in all the shit that we do here on What's the Vibes. You know what I'm saying? So sit down, relax, and let's get right into it. Okay. All right, so first things first, we got to take care of business, right? Because Loyalty be packing me up with the trivia questions. But since we got C-Mo with us, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to ask both of y'all questions. We're not going to keep score, but I just want to see where y'all knowledge is at with the current events that be happening, all right?
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to ask first, though. Matter of fact, this is going to be for both of y'all. Let's see what y'all know. We're going to ask both of y'all. Keep your y'all, what's the names? Y'all answers in your mind first, though.
Okay.
All right?
All right. So don't shout.
All right. So the first question I got, what team did Luka get traded to? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. You got your answer? You got yours?
I'm ready.
Loyalty, we're going to start with you.
I got Lakers.
Ooh, what you got? Lakers. That's right. That's right. Second question. What is Clarissa Shields' boxing record right now? Do that. It's your girl. Don't do that. It's your girl. Don't do that. Got your answer? Take some time, Take some time. Figure it out.
I got mine.
You got yours?
Okay, I'm going to just go.
All right. You go first if you got yours.
Undefeated.
What's the record, though?
Undefeated.
But what's the numbers?
How many games did you have?
You have right. You got .5.
11.
Okay.
11-0.
Probably around. I would say maybe like 16 and 0.
16 and 0.
Okay. Tough.
16 and 0. That's her girl. I was like, 16 and 0. Good shit. I ain't going front. All right. Who was the first female rapper to win a Grammy? Year is 1995. So think back then. That was the first female artist to win a Grammy. First female rapper to win a Grammy.
Lauryn Hill.
And she won it on her performance of a song. Lauryn Hill?
Yeah.
Won it on a performance. Best hip hop performance.
The year was 1995.
1995.
I got my answer. I don't know if it's right.
What'd you say?
55. I'm going to go with Queen Latifah.
The Lauryn Hill?
Yeah.
Latifah.
I was going to say that. That's a great. I was going to say that. That's crazy.
Fire. She won it for performance of Unity, UNITY. You going crazy right now. All right, so now we're going to do some current.
I low-key knew that. That's a kill. I low-key knew that.
I ain't know it. I ain't going to I definitely
I really
that
didn't
one.
know it, but I was like 95. Who was popping? Who would have had a record that was big enough? I was like, I think only Queen Latifah at the time.
That's 30. Yeah, she was the first female rapper to win a Grammy.
Damn, Queen Latifah's a goat.
Yo, shout out to Queen
She is
Latifah.
I say Lil' Kim.
That's what I was thinking.
That's the thing too. When you said the performance, I'm like, Lil' Kim got one of her. I'm like, that's 95. I'm like, nah.
I'm thinking female rapper, Grammy, first ever, Lil' Kim. That's all I thought
Lil' Kim
about.
don't even have a solo Grammy. She only has one for the joint performance with Moulin Rouge, Christina Aguilera, and all of them.
What?
She don't even have her own. I'm like,
Yeah.
not her own, but you know.
Yeah.
All right, so next question. What was Michael B. Jordan's first superhero role?
I got it.
Got it?
I think he was on Fantastic Four or something.
Killmonger.
Fantastic Four.
What are you playing Fantastic Four?
It didn't do that much. It didn't do big because it wasn't all that compared to the first ever one. But yeah, he was in Fantastic Four. He was Human Torch.
Yo, you actually unlocked the core memory. I forgot I even watched that movie.
I never seen
literally.
it. I wanted to watch it, but I was like,
I do not remember his face in that.
Yeah, he was Human Torch. It ain't go crazy because compared to the first one, it's like
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Next question. What is the name of Beyonce's tour right now?
Nah, she definitely putting belt to ass right now.
You got it?
You ain't got it?
Nope.
Really? Damn. Cowboy Carter.
Cowboy Carter.
I probably couldn't guess that though.
Hey, yeah.
Bonus question though, but this is one for you now.
Okay.
When did you record your first What's the Vibes episode? What year? I'm not gonna do the month. What year? Record your first What's the Vibes episode?
2023.
2023. Oh my God.
That's OD.
Good job, y'all. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I had to come with some questions because you went crazy.
I'm not gonna hold you.
You went. Did you?
My questions are not even half as hard as those were the most random questions.
Yo, bro, you capping right now.
No, my questions don't even be that hard.
I low-key was up all night.
My question was like, who's the Kardashian sisters? Nigga said, who won the first Grammy in 1995?
You asked me who won the first, who was the first male rapper?
I didn't say who was the first person to win a hip hop Grammy. I feel like everybody know that though. You know?
Exactly. See, you think everybody's supposed to know this?
Anything before 2010, don't even ask me about it.
Oh my God! All right, so that wraps up our trivia segment for this for the episode. Shout out to T-Mo. Shout out to Loyalty. I did good. Loyalty got the next batch up, so you know how that going, bro. I got to research and do all my studying tonight after this episode.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Come through with that shit next time. Nigga said, what was Michael B. Jordan's first movie?
All right, y'all. So now we're going to get into our main segment of the episode. You know what I'm saying? So again, we got Simo here with us today. He's going to sit down, tell us a little bit about himself and what he got going on. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of our viewers, thank you for always watching and stuff like that. I know y'all always see me and Loyalty sit down and we talk about, like, we do trivia, we do challenges, we joke, we laugh. But this is the main essence of What's the Vibes is. You know, we bring on entrepreneurs and stuff like that. We want to give them a platform to get their word out, you know, whether it's 1,000 views or 500 views. But always want y'all to get a platform to get y'all word out so y'all can sit down, you know, expand y'all brand and share everything that y'all want. You know what I'm saying? So this is what What's the Vibes is about. So I'm going to turn it over to Simo. You know what I'm saying? Tell us a little bit about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Who you are, where you from, and all that.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate y'all having me on. You know, I'm excited to be here. My name is Chris Moore. I go by Simo. I'm from Northern Virginia. Grew up there, right outside D.C., probably like 20 minutes, but, you know, 2 up, 2 down. I was actually born up here in Queens. My family from Queens, Jamaica, and in Harlem, 125th. I'm like the only person in my family that didn't grow up in New York, so I'm familiar, but not a resident. Until now, I just moved here in October, you know. But, yeah, man, I'm a former ball player. I went to University of Virginia as a full scholarship athlete. Played football, you know what I'm saying? I was a defender, played safety, you know what I'm saying? Saying shit. You know then I was blessed enough to go and be an undrafted free agent to the Baltimore Ravens in the 2022 draft. It was quick. It was a quick run. It was there, and then I went up to the Canadian League. Played with Toronto and then Montreal. When I was in Montreal, we actually won the Canadian Super Bowl, which is like the great show. You know what I'm saying? So I got a little more jewelry at home. You know what I'm saying? And so I wrapped that up last June, you know, and then made my way up to New York, you know what I'm saying, to taste the dream, dollar in the dream, you know what I'm saying, build the brand, transition to tech sales. So that's what's paying the bills. And then after that, I'm a creative. So, yeah, man, that's a little bit about me from a high level.
Say that. Let's give it up, man. Small, man. What a resume, my boy. I'm Baltimore. Could have used you. Damn. Should have stayed, man. The mother. How was that, though? Like, seeing them go to the Super Bowl last year and everything?
It was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people ask me, like, you miss it, you know that? I'm like, I'm 26 now. So for the last 25 years of my life, everything's been ball. So right now, I'm in, like, this era of, like, if it's not sport, I'm loving it. Like, I'm just like, you know, because that's all I've ever known. Not that, you know, I don't have a good relationship with it. I'm like, everything's been working out, training, body.
Now it's like a breath of fresh air right
league,
now.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, okay, there's more to life. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
Oh, bro. That would have been fun to see you out there. I ain't gonna lie. What are you talking about podcast?
It's like everyone asks me, you know, do you miss it? Like, what's the biggest thing you're taking right now? And I'm like, football gave me everything I could ask for. When I was like 10, and I'm like, want to go to the NFL, want to do it. Like, so, to go to like a good school at UVA, you know what I'm saying, graduate from there, play there, ACC football, go to the league. Like, it gave me everything. The only thing it didn't give me was the money. You know what I'm saying? Didn't get that $50 million contract also. But everything else, relationships, brotherhood and all that.
That's amazing, bro. That's amazing. A lot of people want to chase their dream, especially their childhood dream. You got to live that out, bro. That's what's up. I was supposed to go to the league too. Back in my 8 days. I'm 32 right now.
Which league?
D-League. But, but yeah, that's what's up though, bro. So I want to ask you, so what inspired you to create your own brand?
So this is a loaded question. But during COVID, I was part of another brand before I did my own thing. It was called Rarity. And I was doing it like becoming my whole boys I grew up with and went to school with. And so during COVID, it was when, everybody's sitting there, let's do something, let's make something, and we still in college. So it's like, that community's right there. Yeah. So doing that. And then, we in the house COVID. So we get the design and we doing, some level 1 stuff, we making shorts, heat pressing, some quick, hey, we got a brand, what I'm saying? And so as I'm one of those people that I'm kind of like all or nothing type of person. So, once I was like, okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna be fashion niggas. We're gonna be fashion niggas. So I started, like looking at stuff, studying stuff, I fuck with ASAP OD. So I'm like, one day I'm trying to draw something. I'm like, I can't, I don't know how to use Photoshop and shit yet. So I'm like, let me try to draw this joint. So I'm sitting there drawing and I'm like, I can draw. Like, I forgot I could draw. And like, when I was younger, I used to draw all the time, like, like Brian Westbrook off the goddamn Eagles and shit. Yeah. I would just like take a picture and just like draw them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm sitting there like, I can draw. So then that's it. During this realization.
Yeah, when you realize that.
I'm like, it's like 2020. So I'm whatever that is, that man. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, like I can draw. So that's when I really started tapping into it. That brand just kind of fell apart, just in a sense of just, pride, ego, and just different creative visions and stuff. We're all still boys, but just like, when you're trying to get somewhere, everybody got to be trying to go there. You can't, I'm trying to go a little over here. You know what I'm saying?
One band, one sound.
Literally though, you know what I'm saying? House divided falls. So went out and did my own thing, and I was like, you know what? Like, I want to be the guy. Yeah. In this, you know what I'm saying? And at that time, we were more so going for like a consignment, like kit vibe. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Where now I'm trying to go on like a Rick Owens, Kid Super, Heron Preston vibe, like a brand, a designer brand. So yeah, man, that started with my own thing. I'm a pretty spiritual person. I don't know if y'all are aware of the philosopher Alan Watts. He was kind of big in like the 80s, but basically in a sense, he talks about just being present and like, being where you are and not giving into like the societal factors of thinking like you need to be something or someone at all moments of like time in a sense. And so like as I was trying to figure out my name, like I was like, I'm just let it come. So I'm just sitting driving one day. I'm like, in the now. Like, at first I was about to say eternal, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds a little lame. So I'm like, in the now. And then, it really resonates with, how I move, honestly. Like, I'm a very, like, I'm going to be here. Like, when I'm here, I'm going to be here. I ain't going to be like, what I got to do later? What happened yesterday? Yeah. I'm going to be here. Like, even when something happens, good or bad, like, once that joint goes, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? That was that. Yeah. So that's kind of my philosophy. That's how I move. I'm pretty, very aware person, like as far as meditation, Zen stuff, try to really be, there, real in and out. So,
shout out to the brand in and out. You can show some of your work right here too.
Yeah, so this is me right here. So, you know what I'm saying? I dabble with the paint. So, painted this with like screen printing ink. So, it got a nice little soft touch to it. And then obviously cut and sewed it onto the shirt. This shirt was like a long sleeve, cut it, cropped it, you know what I'm saying? And then got the brand tag on there. So, then your boy do the jewelry too. So, my other brand, 7 cents. So these are pieces from it. I don't make the jewelry. My boy makes it the jewelry. I'm more like the creative director.
7 cents?
Yeah.
7 cents. Base, I like base.
Yeah. You know, so hey man, trying to do something.
You all doing something. All doing something.
As far as other creatives or just people in general, they could be athletes, writers, whatever they may be. And when you're trying to create something and create your own work, a lot of apprehension kind of gets in the way, even doubt and all those other things. So, but a person who's an entrepreneur just wants to create something for themselves. How do you navigate apprehension, and how was that journey, if it was a journey, and what advice would you have?
I would say I'm a very overly optimistic person, so which is like it's good, but you know I have this tendency where I believe you can overcome a lot of stuff just by working twice as hard and twice as long. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of worker hustler mentality. That's not always right. You know what I'm saying? You got to know your boundaries, but I just believe, you know, a lot of times we all know what we need to do to get where we're trying to go. You just don't do it. Like it's the plan's usually pretty simple. The hard part is literally just doing what you said you're gonna do. So that's probably the biggest thing I run up against as far as being consistent. You know, you like what y'all right here, like you know, we can see the episodes popping up consistently where it's like even if you're not like sitting there and watching the whole thing, you're like, okay, I'm seeing them though. I'm seeing it. You're taking up space. And that's where like I'm right now really trying to grow is like taking up space consistently rather than being like, I gotta make this perfect video. I gotta do this. This gotta be right. You know, type of thing. So that's what I would say if that answers the question.
And it's crazy because that's something like I was talking to Loyalty about, like even like towards the end of last year, beginning of this year, like I want to be consistent, no matter what it is. Like you did the TikTok trend, you do some behind the scenes, like take up space, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like no matter if people watch it or not, they're gonna see us.
Yeah.
WTV.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm like, let me click and see what they're talking about. Let me see what the hell they're talking about. Like you know what I'm saying? So, as far as right now in your career, like, or in your brand, what would you say you're most proud of? Right? Because I've seen a few things on your page, even as far as a personal thing, like a big move back to New York, you know what I'm saying? Like, starting a brand, the jewelry brand, like, partnerships, collabs. What would you say you're most proud of? Like, and why?
I would say probably the creative direction of the brand. I think, like, y'all know how it be when you be in the street and tell people what you do. And let me see. What you got going on? It's like whenever I show people my brand, before they get to the followers and all that, it always passes the eye test. It's like, like, oh, your shit like that. Like, it passes the eye test. So I would say that's one thing I say I'm really proud of. And that's why I said a big thing for me is like, being consistent, and you know what I'm saying. If you out of sight, you out of mind. So it's like I have full confidence in my products and you know the shit I make, and now it's about like making people see it. You know what I'm saying. You have the best product in the world, but if nobody see it, it don't matter. So that's where I would say I'm like a pro and a con. You know what I'm saying, the creative direction, but you know that's what I would say I'm most proud of. You know, to be able to look at it, you can actually see the brand ideology and all that.
Yeah. So, yo, to y'all out there right now, if y'all not taking nothing from this, sit down, take up space, bro. Like take up space, no matter what it is. Take up space. I had to throw that out there. That shit stuck in my head.
For real though.
It's firing into my head right now. Yeah. Take up space. Take up space. Yeah. So with the creative direction, right? So where do you get most of like your inspo from, or like what would you say is your like style? What would you say is your style?
My style.
Like people, when you show them, like, yo, look, this is.
That's a great question. I didn't even thought about that.
Sometimes shit just come to you, and ain't nothing wrong with that. You can be 101 for real. Like it came from me. Like that's it.
I would say you're really to be popping up, but I think which is good and bad, I consume a lot of fucking content. You know, I just be doom scrolling, but also studying at the same time. So, you know, but Now I believe, I don't know if y'all read the book, The Creative Act by Rick Rubin, but basically in the book, he kind of talks about like how creativity is collaborative. Rarely is it like this just like genius manifestation of someone just being like, oh, this amazing ideas. Being able to like look at the world around you and people around you and the influences and things that make you, and then just like basically just sharing your perspective of the world. So that's kind of where I get my creativity. Like I'm just literally just trying to communicate my perspective of the world in my expression, in a sense. So I try to, like with the in the now, like I really try to embody that. So like even if that's like to go sit on a rooftop today and really just take in. Like I had a collection last year called like a New York Summer, and like we did little short films like going to the deli, walking through the streets like a New York summer. But like in the sense of that, it was like that was my day to day. That was my in the now at that moment. Like I'm low-key might run it back for this summer because it's like it's having that feeling. It's just like y'all know it's been cold, it's been gray.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy what a tree in New York can do. You know what I'm saying? And so like even just like walking here, I'm just like
yeah, right?
Yeah, like I'm getting, you know what I'm saying, even hearing the damn sirens all the fucking time, you like I'm in New York, like, you know what I'm saying, the vibes are up, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so I just get from what the environment, I get my creativity from my environment. Say all that. I get it from my environment.
That's dope. I wanted to give you your flowers really fast too. I seen that you just got a studio, right?
Appreciate y'all, man.
I thought that was gonna be your biggest, your proudest moment. I was looking at the reel like, man, that's fire, bro. That's what's up. That's dope, man.
I should have said that. You're right. I should have said that. Nah, yeah, man.
How's that feeling though? Like,
It's surreal for real, cause like, stuff like that. When you're like trying to do something, almost seems kind of like unattainable to a sense. You're like, dang, like, I gotta pay for that. I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? And so like, for me to like make that happen, like, so really I've been here since October, and so as far as like my apartment, like actually, so I was like Airbnb and like subleasing up here because y'all know the housing crazy up here. So like I didn't know that. I thought I was gonna come up here and it's gonna be smooth. I'm gonna get here, boom, boom. Start looking at places. I'm like, so I'm like, dang.
Education history.
No, literally though. So I finally just got into like my own apartment like this March 1st. So I've been here since October. So I got my studio January 1st. So I was so set. Like, so when I was here the first 3 months, none of my machines and stuff was here. So I'm like, I got to find somewhere to work. Like, I need my own space to be creative. And so I'm like, I just need somewhere to lay my head, but I need somewhere to work. So I'm like, let me go find a studio. So, like, to will that into play before, like, everything else is still. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was at Airbnb just going to work, you know what I'm saying? Still figuring New York out. I'm like, I need a studio. I need somewhere to put my stuff down and build. So, yeah, man, that joint's surreal because sometimes I just be sitting in there probably like once a week and like, be lazy and I want to do it. I'm tired from work and I'm just like, dang, bro, like, I'm living in New York. I have my own art studio in the city, you know what I'm saying? And I'm creating, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, very, very grateful, very, very blessed.
No, that's dope. That's dope. And that's it's so crazy. I was reading this book and it was like you have to make a decision. And they're like a decision is like it means to cut off. Like people who say that they've made a decision, but they still a little wishy-washy on it, and if they have a little problem, they'll stop or an obstacle, then it's like, I'll put it down, give it. But it's like a decision. When you actually make a real decision, that means that's it. And that's what I'm hearing, like, no apartment, but I really came here because I decided to do my own company here, so that's it. Like, I ain't got my own apartment, but I got somewhere to work, like I said. Yeah.
And that's literally what's going through my mind as it's happening. Like okay, like, are you trying to really do what you say you're trying to do? Because you got to do this. This gonna be a step at some point, so you might as well make it happen now. So do you really want to invest in this? And so it's I love it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Until the first of the month.
So,
And do you ever get bored working?
Okay.
So okay.
That's deep.
Okay. Have you
That's
ever
deep.
read Atomic Habits?
No, but I've spark noted.
Okay. So Atomic Habits, one of the chapters, he says some of the most successful people, not some of them, but all of them who become highly successful, they like the boredom. You have to be able to do the same workout every day. You have to be able to do that same paperwork on that same book every day. And like people will get tired of it and they'll be bored and they kind of stop or they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Do you ever actually get bored working? Because consistency actually does take a little bit of boredom. Like you eat the same thing every day, work like it's boring.
No, I agree. I think I'm like, in a sense, no, I don't get bored. But I think I get that from football, and that just like, no one likes working out and training. You know what I'm saying? Especially like you're trying to be a professional athlete. That joint was every day is high intensity. Like let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. Like getting ready for games, watching the same clips and films all week, so that you can go make 2-3 plays. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How 2-3 plays can change your life. You know what I'm saying? Literally simple as that. So I've kind of built like that in a way to where like that's all I really know, because like going to school and all that, I didn't really have a choice. So 5:30 a.m. we on the line outside, get ready. First whistle about to go to run the lap around the field. So in a sense, no, I don't get bored, but I will say I probably get burned out more so than bored because sorry. I'm someone who gets like productivity anxiety. So when I'm not doing something, you should be doing something. Like, why am I not doing nothing? Like, I should be doing something. So it's more of a burnout. So I can work for a long time, but then what I'm saying, when I go on my vacations or something, I'm gonna tweak out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be a full reset, and just say, okay, let me lock back in. So that's what I would say to that question.
So for someone else who's making their own fashion brand, what are some steps you would recommend that they take?
I would say first step, really get clear what the vision is, and then really work backwards. Like really decide, especially with clothing and fashion, because there's the merch lane where it's like I'm trying to sell, which is nothing wrong with that, but like sweatsuits, t-shirts, just like I'm just branding stuff. Almost in a sense of like kind of how Supreme is in a sense where it's like not too much going on, like some collabs that they go deep, but like that hype beast kind of feel where you just put something on it. Like I think that's fine, but but you got to know that's what you're doing. But if you're trying to like really go tap into like high fashion, try to break into that scene, then you got to like know and go study that and figure out how do I get the aesthetic to look like that. And then I think that's where you then build after that up what the story is, what the meaning is. Because I feel like a lot of times people start brands and there's no meaning behind the brand. It's like, I like this name and this is my brand. And niggas be like, yeah, what is it? And they be like, you know what I'm saying? It's Colt. Like, what does that mean? Like, I just like the name, put it, you know what I'm saying? Where I feel like people connect with you more when you really have like a mission and like an idea and a world behind it. So like for in the now, like right now, you just asked me like, am I gonna sell art? At a point, I plan to. I also plan to do furniture, and again make the jewelry something, but more so to build a community around like the idea of being in the now and the spiritual factor, but also like the lifestyle and the world of where you would see these pieces in a sense where you resonate. Like I'm trying to be part of that, rather. And then the clothes are just like a tangible manifestation of that. If that makes sense.
you dive a little bit deeper with the spiritual aspect of it? Like, where does it come from? Like, where does the spiritual aspect come from? What is the deeper meaning? Clarification of it.
So I grew up like very religious. I was, usher in the choir, all that. I used to get active. But like, through going to school and just like really just learn how to ask questions in a sense of just curiosity. I kind of went on my own little spiritual journey. My late grandmother, she was a theologian. Um, Literally taught like college courses, about Christianity and all that. And one thing she told me, she was like, you're looking at religions, specifically Christianity, you gotta, in order to understand that, you gotta understand history. In order to understand history, you gotta understand Christianity. So like, as I was like looking at stuff like that, and like middle passage, slavery, and all that kind of things, I just started, like asking why. Why is that? Why does that work like that? In a sense, and then also just trying to figure out stuff within myself. I kind of stumbled across like just Eastern perspectives of religion, where it kind of comes from a more like self oriented, self focused standpoint, where it's like getting right with oneself in order to connect with God, and then like that consciousness and type of thing. So like I said, that's where like kind of the in the now came from, because if those of you that meditate or are very zen, first thing they say is like just be still, be here, be just like feel right now, and that's going to help you kind of like get to a higher vibrations and things of that nature. So that's kind of where that in the now, like,
Full circle moment.
yeah,
Right?
kind of came apart.
I love that. I love that. I ask us like, I meditate, spiritual journey. I can't say I'm all the way 2 feet in right now, to be honest, but like it is something that I'm, dabbling with.
Yeah.
Mainly meditation, Bible, not as much as I should, but I'll pick up the Bible here and there. Especially when I got I got questions. I feel like a lot of the curiosity do play a part because, of course, we go through life and we see everything happening and our history of what happened, so we ask, why? But how did this come about? You know what I'm saying? Like, and why did it come about? And when did it start? And all these things, even with yourself. Like, why is these my habits? Why do I tend to do this when things seem a little fragile or things seem a little tense? Why do I act this way? So, yeah, that's why I asked. I was really curious about it, but that's dope, though. That's what's up. Just to wrap it up, I know we had you talking a lot, bro. But just to wrap it up, we just want to know, and for your followers out there, your supporters out there, what's next for Chris Moore, for C-Mo, in the now? What's next?
What's next? So right now, very big push on world building right now for the brand. That's kind of like the main MO right now is building brand awareness and really building a community. This summer, I'm really trying to host some like create a third space around the brand. Also, you get on the street with the people, clothing rack on Bedford and Soho, like really,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, brick by brick, Franklin Saint this joint, what I'm saying. But yeah, that's the main MO. Like, I believe in kind of getting prioritizing goals, but right now my goal right now is getting that brand awareness, really building the creative consistency around the brand, and like we said, taking up space. You're gonna hear in and out. It's gonna take up some space. You're gonna see it. You're gonna.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, all right, yo, thank you, bro. We appreciate that.
Appreciate y'all having me, man.
Make sure everybody y'all tap in, Chris Moore, C-Mo, in the now. The link gonna be in the bio. It's gonna be under this video. So make sure y'all follow, support, join the community. You know what I'm saying? Got good things coming.
Sure.